Hey, English 112 students, it's Miss Williams. Welcome to week 2 of our 13-week semester for English 112. This week you have 3 discussion board assignments. Remember, my assignments are always due on Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. So you have a discussion board assignment due Wednesday, a discussion board assignment due Friday, and a discussion board assignment due Sunday. All 3 of those require you to respond to the prompt as well as reply to 2 of your classmates. You also have a bit of reading to do. So last week we talked about, we were introduced to the ideas of ethos, logos, and pathos, which we're going to come back to quite a bit over the next couple weeks. We're also going to talk about the parts of the rhetorical situation. Every time we enter into writing, we have a rhetorical situation, and there are 5 elements, which you will read about here. So be sure to go through those, read all of that information. Your first discussion board assignment that's due Wednesday is about the idea that everything is an argument. So obviously, we can have arguments in our writing, but you can have argument in an image that doesn't even have any text with it. You can have argument in a label, a certain clothing label, or a certain car. Sometimes has an argument that goes with it because of the context that we know about those labels, or we know about that type of automobile. So you've got an attachment here. Be sure to open that, read through it. Remember, if you're having trouble opening Word documents, Gaston College requires me to pretty much save any supplemental document like this to Blackboard as a Word document. But if you have trouble opening that on your Chromebook, you can just click on this little upside down triangle thingy, and it'll give you other opportunities to open that document as a PDF is probably what's going to work for most of y'all with Chromebooks. But anyway, read through that. That's what you need to know before you start working on that discussion board, which is due Wednesday. And then we're going to start talking a little bit more about how you would use persuasive argument. All of us pretty much enjoy different series on, whether it's Netflix, Prime, whatever. There's so many different ways to stream series now. But we all tend to enjoy certain series that we want to convince other people that they need to watch. So how would you do that based on some of the things you've learned in the last couple of weeks? So be sure you read through this information before you start working on that discussion board, which is due Friday. And then the last thing that you'll be doing for me this week is looking at a speech by Steve Jobs, who was the founder of Apple, as well as other companies you might have heard about, like Pixar. If you click here, you can not only access the video of the speech, but the text is there as well, which will be helpful when you're going back to analyze that. We're going to be looking at ethos, logos, and pathos statements in Steve Jobs' speech just to practice. And then you're actually going to find another video of some kind of speech, whether it's a celebrity, athlete, politician, public figure, whoever it is that you want to look at, find it on YouTube. It has to be at least 10 minutes in length, and you're going to analyze that speech based on these questions. So be sure that you look at his speech first. This is probably one of the most famous speeches of the last 20 years because he is so convincing in his use of ethos, logos, and pathos statements. So it's a great example of what you have to do in order to convince folks using all 3 means of persuasion. So if you have questions about, and that's due on Sunday, by the way, if you have questions about any of this, be sure you reach out to me sooner rather than later. This week is the Wednesday is when we have to evaluate whether everybody's logged in for our courses. It's basically the course audit date this Wednesday. So if you have not logged into your Gaston College courses and done at least one assignment by Wednesday, February the 8th, we are, by policy with Gaston College, we have to drop you from our courses. So we don't have to tell you we're going to do that. It'll just happen, and you'll basically be disappeared from the course and you won't be able to see it anymore. So those of you maybe who didn't do anything last week, because there are a few of you who did not turn in any work last week, if you are still if you still want to stay in English 112 and your other Gaston College courses, you need to make sure that you log in this week and complete at least one assignment so that you don't get dropped on Wednesday. And if you have questions about that, please reach out.